But maybe you don't like grapes. Do you have to eat the grapes? Dharana 51. I have a dharana for you. You have preferences? I have a dharana. One should place the mind on whatever gives the mind satisfaction, for that's where the true nature of highest bliss can be found. So you don't have to eat pumpernickel bread if you don't like it, just because you know it's healthy. I did that as like a tapas practice for a while. So, this seems a little revolutionary, okay, maybe heretical to us good Buddhists who've been practicing with this sort of idea of like working against our instincts, and here's this dharana that says, just do whatever feels good. Well, A, Shakti's already finished her ACI courses. B, she's had the foundational level experiences. She's retrained herself to some point where she doesn't take pleasure in like setting fires in other people's property. Okay. So that's kind of established in the very beginning when she says, I've studied all of the teachings, now what do I do? And if you're integrated with your true nature, and we all have moments like this, right? Where we're really in ourselves. The last thing we would think to do at that point is an act of violence. When we're integrated with our true nature, when we see the interconnectedness of ourselves and others, the things that give us pleasure are the ultimate things. They're not the temporary spikes of pleasure that may bring harm to others. They could be the temporary spikes of pleasure that really aren't hurting anybody. But there is that wisdom of we're all just aspects of the same body, of the same reality. Why would I poke myself in the hand? Why would I hurt this person over here? Because they're just like my right hand hurting my left hand. That's ridiculous. I wouldn't do that unless I was doing the pinprick meditation. And the other thing is, are we just talking about the blissful things here? Whatever gives the mind satisfaction. The idea is that, this is supposed to be everything. Dharana 93. At the beginning of a sneeze, when terrified or grief-stricken, when deeply sighing or fleeing from battle, when intensely curious or at the beginning and end of hunger, that state is where one can find the existence of ultimate reality. What? All of those? Yeah, all of those. I mean, by now, this is 93. This is like a cleanup verse. He's like, have you figured out that you can do this with anything yet? Right? It's been 2.5 hours. And the idea is that we can get to these ideas most easily through things like music and dance and food because we're drawn to that pleasure. But once we understand the principle of it, we can start to understand if someone really startles you, how even though that's fear, that's also this stopping of the conceptual mind and going into a state of ultimate reality. We can start finding this duality in all sorts of situations. She's loving that strawberry. So basically realizing that the essence of everything is in the essence of each and everything. The spark of the divine is in all of us. It's in every situation in life. It's really great to do the dharanas that you feel really drawn to because it starts ingraining that sense so that then when you're terrified or grief-stricken or fleeing from battle even, you have the opportunity to find Shiva there as well. So we're just trying to inhabit our reality, right? No matter how painful, how blissful, even during really good times, we'll check out. We'll go, oh, this is a beautiful sunset. Oh, where's my iPhone? I got to figure out how to get a picture of this so that I can send it to people, right? To just be there with the reality. Learn what we can learn from it. Experience it fully. This is really the holy grail in so many different spiritual traditions. So how would a person with these realizations act? Dharana 101. Because one knows that everything is filled with God, one treats friend and foe alike and is the same, whether honored or dishonored. Such a person attains happiness. And the hairs on my arms are like going up. Like the idea that if you see the divine, like namaste, we say namaste all the time. We think that namaste means it's time to go and see if you got a parking ticket. No, namaste means the spark of the divine in me bows to the spark of the divine in you. You know, and that's a whole practice in of itself. And if we did that, we would be acting in this purified way. And the thing that brought us pleasure would be the thing that would bring other people's pleasure, because we'd see this sameness. So what happens to Shiva and Shakti? Like, we've gone through 112 dharanas. Well, pretty much. We've done 112 of them. I don't know. What do you think? Do they, like, does she get it? Or, like, does she decide she has to go to India and find an authentic guru there? Or, like, it's too hard with this dharanas and the pinpricking and the what happens? Shiva says, "O goddess, 100 concise teachings, plus 12 more, have been taught for making the mind's activity cease. Knowing this, a person becomes wise." The glorious goddess said, "O Shankara, great God, God of gods, Deva Deva Mahadeva, I am now completely satisfied. Today I have learned the core teachings of the Tantra of Rudra and his consort, and now I know the very heart of all the divisions of Shakti." Having said this, the goddess threw her arms around Shiva's neck in bliss. The end. And that is the union of Shiva and Shakti, and I have a special song for that. All right, you can all get up and have snacks now.
But we can have a dance party.